Right now we're going to be testing for our bacteria test. So for the bacteria test, you're going to be pretty much opening up your kit. And when you open up your kit, you're going to see a bag that looks something like this. So within that bag, you're going to see this white tube with some powder in it. Rip out that bag and then just take out that tube. Once you take out that tube, whatever water that you want to test out, go ahead and either put it in a small little cup and then start pouring it into the tube with the powder all the way till the 5 millimeter mark. I'm testing out my filter water. So for me, I had to slowly turn on the little tab on the filtered water and just have the water coming out slowly. So that way I can measure it out correctly. If not, if you just put the pressure on super high from your sink or wherever that you're getting your water from, it's gonna be super bad. All of the powder is gonna overflow, all of the water is gonna overflow, and it's just gonna ruin the whole test. So make sure you stop at that 5 millimeter mark, whether you put it in a small little cup and then just pour it from there, or you're pouring it from the sink. So after you do that, shake. You're just gonna shake it for about 20 seconds. And then after that 20 seconds, so you're just gonna stand it up here, just like this, nearby a window or outside on your porch or your backyard. As long as there is sun, that's what we need. And we're gonna be putting it out there for 48 hours, which equals to about 2 days. So make sure you go back and check it out after that 2-day mark. And so we're gonna find that result is you're going to be looking at this part right here. It's going to say bacteria test instructions. This is, by the way, should be coming in with the regular testing kit in here. And so it should have everything in it, including this. And so you're going to look for this, and then right here at the bottom, you're going to see the testing results here. So pretty much if you see yellow, it's going to be meaning, hey, you have a little bit of bacteria in it. And then if it's purple, it's going to be a negative result, meaning that it's all good. So after that, after you find out your results after that 2-day mark, what you're going to do is, if you do have, the test comes back and it's positive, right? What you're going to do is you're pretty much just going to pour a little bit of bleach into that testing tube, and then just dump out all of the liquid inside your toilet, flush it. And then for if it comes out negative, which is purple, then what you're gonna do is you're gonna just dump all of the liquid without the bleach. Don't put any bleach in it, and just dump it into the toilet. So that way we can kill all the germs and everything that we found in the testing. Alrighty, so for the next test, it's going to be the lead and pesticide test. So in the lead and pesticide test, you're going to basically find this foil looking wrapper, and it's going to say drinking water test. And it's going to say pesticide and lead. It's going to have the little logos on there, the PE and the PB. Once you find the foil, rip it open again, and then you're going to find a blue strip, a yellow strip, and a plastic tube, and also a tube that's looking like this. Next step, what you're gonna do, you're gonna take a cup around your home. Doesn't matter the cup. Put some water in it, and see this little tube here. You're basically going to put it inside here. Squeeze the top part of the bulb. Make sure that all of the water should go to the top, and it has. What you're going to do now, you're going to take the tube that you have inside the foil, and you're going to just basically squirt all of the water that was inside the little straw in the bowl. Then you're going to repeat that process again. Just basically squeezing the top bulb of the straw, putting all of that water in there again. That's about 2 squirts of water from the little straw and that we got from pressing on the bulb at the top. Next step, you're going to find 2 of these strips, right? So what you're going to be doing next is you're basically going to be putting these strips into the little tube. Once you do that, make sure the arrows are pointing down. Let it sit there for 10 minutes. So just put it down on like a flat surface, like a table or whatnot, and just go do something for 10 minutes and then come back and check on it. Alrighty, so after the 10 minutes, come back and check on it. If your strip pretty much has a line that's closer to the number 1 line, then it means that it is pretty much negative. So that means that it doesn't have any lead or pesticide in it. Now, if the line that shows on your test shows that it's closer to the number 2, that means that it definitely has some kind of lead or pesticide inside of it. And I want to echo as well that the same steps that I just told you right now for the results on how to test it is the same for the yellow and the blue strips. So they pretty much go hand in hand together. All right, so for our next test, we have the chlorine test. So for the chlorine test, you are basically going to see everything inside a little package again. So what you want to do is just basically rip out that package. It's going to look something like this. And so what you want to do now is take the little foil one. It should say chlorine, copper, nitrate, and nitrite on there. You're going to want to open that up. So it should be looking like this. So once you open it up, you're going to see pads like this, right? So the pads on the little stick should be yellow, pink, and different shades of tan. So pretty much what you're going to do next is you're basically in that same wrapper, the plastic wrapper that's wrapped around all of it, in that same bag, you're going to see plastic tube's going to look like this. What you're going to do is you're going to pop off the top, boom, and with this, like I said, get whatever sample water that you want. Just fill it up 1/4 of the way. So I like to kind of just put it inside this cup. So that way I have a little bit more control. But so you basically just want to have enough so that way when you put the pads inside the little stick inside the water, it fills up. It basically just fills up all of the pads. So after that, you're just gonna put it in there, boom. And see, sometimes you might put it up there and it might not fill the whole thing, so just feel free to add a little bit more to it. There you go. All your main goal is basically to just have it fit, basically have it fill up to the top of the pad. So what you're gonna want to do is just swirl it 1, 2, and 3 times, and that should be pretty good. So what you're gonna do now, after you've swirled it like 3 times, you're just gonna take it out and do not shake it. Just leave it like this and just wait 2 seconds. 1 and 2. And then all you're gonna do is basically just compare it to the chart. So pretty much once you've dipped your testing strip inside the water, what you wanna do is basically take it out quickly and then start basically testing it on the chlorine. So for the chlorine, basically you would start off this way and just compare it to the chart to see where you at. So pretty much after you dip your strip with your pads inside of the water, you want to test your chlorine and you want to test your copper. So pretty much what you would do is just kind of compare it just like this. So you'd be going here first at the chlorine here. So it'd be this first one, and then the second one would be the copper here, would be the second one here. And then after 45 seconds, which after you've done the testing for the chlorine and the copper, it should have already passed 45 seconds. And so after that, you would just go on to the next testings, which would be the nitrate nitrogen and also the nitrite nitrogen. And so the first one would be the nitrogen. It would be this pad right here, the third one. And then the nitrogen would be the one at the end. So you just compare it just like that. So for the next step, we're going to be testing out our alkalinity and our pH and hardness test. So what you want to do is basically you want to wash out the testing tube, this one right here, that you just tested for the chlorine, copper, nitrate, nitrogen, and nitrite nitrogen test. And so what you want to do is, like I said, just wash it out, make sure everything's clean. And then after you do that, just fill it up again. Once you do that, you're going to see another foil. It's pretty much going to say alkalinity, pH, and hardness on there. You're going to just rip it open. And once you rip it open, you're going to see a testing strip that looks like this. So it should be light tan, brownish, and green. After that, same step. You're just going to basically just dip this strip with the pads into the water. Boom. And you're going to let it sit in there for 1 second. You're going to take it out, hold it up like this for about 10 seconds to dry. And then you're pretty much going to just check it out on the chart. And so I can see here, make sure you read the labels correctly. You can see that it says alkalinity, pH, and hardness on here. So the alkalinity would be this first pad, and it would be right here. And then the middle one is going to be the pH. So the middle pad is going to be the pH. The pH is right here. The last one is going to be the hardness. So it would be the third pad, and it's going to be right here. And that's pretty much it. All right, for our next test, we're going to be doing the iron test. So make sure you rinse out your tube that looks like this really well inside the sink, and then fill it back up with whatever water source that you want to put into your sample, and so that you want to test out. And so once you do, just fill it up to the top again. And then what we're going to do is you're going to see something inside of your testing kit that looks like a tablet. And so the tablet looks like this. It's going to have foil as well on it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to just tear it open. So I personally had a hard time opening it up, to be honest with you. So I use scissors to open it up. And so on your end, I don't know, you all might have an easier time to open it than I did, but I use scissors to open it. And so whichever way that you choose to find a way to open it, do so. Just make sure you rip it open. And then once you have your new sample of water inside your tube, what you basically want to do is you want to just pop this tablet into the water. Once you do that, you want to find the cap and just cap it on. And then you just basically want to just shake this until it disappears. When I say it, I mean the tablet. So just keep shaking until the tablet disappears. Alrighty, so it took a minute to just kind of get the tablet to just completely disappear, but you're gonna just basically now pop off the top. And once you do that, you're just gonna put the sample in there for at least 2 seconds. Okay, now what you want to do is just have it, take it out, face it up, and just shake it once. Shake it once to kind of just get the excess water off. So you're just gonna wait 60 seconds to compare this to the chart. After your 60 seconds is up, you basically just want to compare it to the iron test chart here, and that's pretty much it. Just really appreciate you all taking the time out to participate in our workshops and just, you know, tuning into our tutorials. And like I said, when you're done with your results, go ahead and just feel free to email me at cbam@ffsj.org.